Hey everybody. Now, welcome to the vocabulary lesson 82. Now, we are in the vocabulary lesson 82. So, we're going to be talking about logic, logical, and logically. So, I want to start off here. Okay? So, and this here says reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles of validity. Experience is a better guide to this than deductive logic. Synonyms: seasoning line of reasoning, rational argument, argumentation, the logic of their argument, a system or set of principles underlying the arrangements of elements in a computer or electronic device. So, as to perform a specified task, think with logic. If you just use a little logic, you'll see I'm right. There's no logic in your reasoning. Logical, of or according to the rules of logic or formal argument, a logical impossibility, characterized by or capable of clear, sound reasoning. The information is displayed in a simple and logical fashion. Synonyms: reason, well reasoned, reasonable, rational, left brain, sound, cogent. Let me see how you pronounce this on my cell phone here. All right. This is how I do it. I go online right here.
Cogent. Cogent. Cogent.
Cogent. That's the word. You say cogent. Well thought out, valid, and the other one, coherent. Like, I don't know how to pronounce that one. See that now? This is how I go. See that I type it up. I type it up here, and then those words will come up right at the top, right here. See, this word here, coherent. Now you press this audio right here.
Coherent.
Oh, coherent.
Coherent. Coherent. Coherent.
Coherent. That's how you pronounce it. Coherent, clear, well organized, systematic, orderly, methodical. I am a logic person. Think with logic means think with common sense. Think with logic. Think with logic means think with common sense. 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 And again, think with logic means think with common sense. One last time. Think with logic means think with common sense. Logic, a proper or reasonable way of thinking. Her logic and her sympathy are in excellent balance. Logical characterized by or capable of clear sound reasoning. I couldn't think of a logical way to advise Detective Jackson. Math is simple logic. A math equation is logical. A proper way of thinking about something or the right way. The president was logic in his speech. Logical makes sense or sound real. Brittany was logical while presenting her speech. Logic told Bill to not spend too much on expensive groceries, but he went against his good judgment. Since she helped us before, it's logical to assume that she'll help us again. He seems to be a logical choice for the job. She wasn't able to give me a logical explanation for her behavior. I would define logic as the application or underlying framework of thought. Someone, for example, doesn't think very logical if their thoughts aren't well put together. No, that's not a question, so I wouldn't do that. I use logic when I'm doing my mathematic homework. I would define logic as the application or underlying framework of thought. Someone, for example, doesn't think very logical if their thoughts aren't well put together. I use logic when I'm doing my mathematic homework. Logic means something that makes sense. My girlfriend has no logic. We need to find a logical solution to this problem. Everything requires logic. It is logical to speak the truth. Logic is a proper or reasonable way of thinking about something. Sound reasonable. There's no logic in what you said. A science that deals with the rules and processes used in sound thinking and reasoning. Logic means reasoning. Logical is an adjective. It is a sound reasoning. Logic is a reasoning thing behind something. There's logic behind everything that you do. There's a logical explanation about everything. Math is simple logic. A math equation is logical. Brandon realized that he has no logic and that makes him a ding-ding. Nah, that's a bad insult. So that's just for example. The logical conclusion is a reasoning in which the passage through the rules from the utterance or the system of utterances transitions in the logical inference should be carried out by only the syntactic characteristics of utterances or systems of utterance, different terms of logical truth, logical sum, logical positivism, logical operation, logical form, logical atomism, logical consequence, logical constant, and logical judgment. Logic means intelligence. Logic means intelligence. And again, logic means intelligence. Logic means intelligence. And again, logic means intelligence. One last time. Logic means intelligence. Logic means intelligence. Chess players have very high logic. Logic means thinking wisely. People with high logic have the ability to problem solve better and faster. Logically, it's the same thing. With logic depends on how you use it in a sentence. I try to think logically all aspects of life. Logic means the study of correct reasoning. Logical means characterized by or capable of clear sound reasoning. Logical in a sentence. If you are thirsty, the logical thing to do is drink some water. Logical is analytical, consistent, objective. Information displayed in a logical fashion of an action, development, decision. Natural or sensible given the circumstances. It is a logical progression from the job before. Synonyms: natural, reasonable, sensible, understandable, predictable, unsurprising, only to be expected, most likely, likeliest, obvious. The logical outcome. Logical describes something that comes from clear reasoning. Using a fire extinguisher to put it out a fire is a logical step. Trying to put it out with gasoline is not. Rain was a logical expectation given the time of year, a logical mind. I like to be logical when I make difficult decisions, in a logical way, in an orderly manner. I couldn't think of a logical way to advise Detective Jackson. Left-brained. Having the left part of the brain as the dominant or more efficient part. He made his decision through logical reasons. Due to the facts that was the logical conclusion. Logic means a sound and proper reasoning to something logical means something that is reasonable and understood, straightforward. Use logic to solve the puzzle. It is logical to put the things in order. Her logic and her sympathy are in excellent balance. His logic and acceptance of the deformity was amazingly positive and mature for a 9-year-old. His logic was sound, but there was still the situation with the chair. Alright, folks, that's it. The lesson is over. Hope you guys enjoyed the lesson.